You got 44 states marrying children. You got the age of consent under 18 in 40 states. You got the world record for the lowest age of consent worldwide in all modern day world record keeping history. At 7 years old, in the state of Delaware. How could these men have sex with children? You know how funky a child smells? They stink. Ask parents. Children stink. And these men have sex with stinky children. Yeah, it's a fart in the air, America. It's a fart in the air. And you let it out. Your politicians let it out with 44 states marrying children, the age of consent under 18 in 40 states, the world record in modern day record keeping history in the state of Delaware in 1880, at 7 years old, men having sex with 7-year-old girls, and the Trump administration just passed a law, 20 states allows adults to marry children at any age. You let the fart out. It's you. You're trying to blame me for the fart that you let out, just like somebody in the elevator. Now let's go to the elevator of the restaurant. You done farted again. Talking about, ooh, you must have got some gas, Marcello. Was it those beans you ate? I ain't eat no beans. What you talking about? You ate the beans. Oh yeah, I forgot. You thought you was going to get the beans. You farted. Let's keep it 100. I'll tell you just like that. And that's the case. You're blaming me for the stench in the air. You're blaming me for COVID. You're blaming me for the monkeypox. You're blaming me for all this stench in the air when in all actuality, by laws, you have brought evil on your own country. Okay, you want to go, you want to test the manifestations? You want to look at the manifestations? Okay, July 1st, 2019. July 1st, 2019, under the Trump administration, you passed a law that allows adults to marry children in 20 states with no minimum age. You did that. You passed these laws, right? Okay. A year later, follow me. Don't be slow. Follow me. A year later, from July 1st, 2019, that would be July 1st, 2020, you had COVID everywhere. You passed a law, July 1st, 2019, a year before COVID. I'm showing you the manifestations. Do you think that's coincidental? This is the worst child law, by the way, that they passed July 1st, 2019. This is the worst child law that they've ever passed. I'm going to say that again. You ain't getting it. This is the worst child law that they passed ever. So you don't think God got a problem with that? You don't think God can read between the lines and see that you actually are a pedophile? Come on, man. What grown man wants to marry children at any age? I'm not that kind of guy. Anybody like that here in America? Does anyone here from Texas to Florida to Alabama to California to Seattle to New York to Chicago and Vegas, anybody want to marry children at any age? Anybody want to go to a Vegas chapel and marry a child? No, you don't. Anybody ever thought about it? Probably didn't, did you? America did. America did. July 1st, 2019, they passed this law under the Trump administration. And by the way, just in case you think Trump didn't have nothing to do with it, it's protocol and it's procedure and required, better to say, for the president to sign off on every bill. Every bill. So he had to sign this bill. He seen it, he read it, and he passed this bill. Donald Trump passed this bill, buddy. Now that's your revolution package for you right there. That's your revolution package. The main man that y'all had a problem with this whole time, I didn't say it, you said it. I just agree with you. Then I said it and you agree with me. Okay, the main guy we had a problem with, he passed this law, which is the worst child law in all of your history. All of it. Anybody got any other child laws that match this? Ain't no child laws that match this from the 1960s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And if you want to go back further than that, no laws match this one. And this law was just passed. Hear me, hear me. This law was just passed July 1st, 2019. The worst law in your whole American history. Now you see why. A year later, after you passed the worst law you had, you got COVID the next year. You think that's coincidental? 3 years later, meaning this July coming up, you got monkeypox and you got everything around here. You got mass shootings. You got gas prices everywhere. You got inflation. You don't think that's a result of you passing the worst law in your history? And Donald Trump is the one to blame? You're still scared of him, ain't you? You're still scared of him. You know why you're scared of him? Because you think he has power that he doesn't have. You scared of the old image of Donald Trump before he became president, where it seemed like he was this big financial mogul with all these Trump towers and all these things. You look at that and you get scared and think he's going to send the mob to kill you. That's what it is. You Americans, here's the punchline. You Americans still scared of the mob. Man, come on, man. Stop playing with me. This is the revolution. And y'all still scared of the mob. Y'all still scared of Freemasons with big buildings. Y'all still scared of cults. And God will give us power to adapt to any situation and destroy any adversary. So if you want the power to overcome, it's already there. Because God gonna see the problem and He's gonna empower you to overcome the problem. He already did that with me. That's why you don't understand who I am. You think I'm crazy. Because you're still scared and you still back there. You scared of the mob. You scared of Donald Trump sending somebody against you. God has seen the problem, gave me the power, empowered me past the problem, and I've adapted to it and overcome it. That's why you can't understand. Because you still remain in fear. Like Tupac said, the fear of man grows on trees. The fear of man, Tupac Shakur said, the fear of man grows on trees. That's what Tupac Shakur said. And he's right. He's right. All they scared of is people. All they scared of is man. That's all they scared of. That's what they scared of. They scared of each other. That's what it is. Because I always tell people this. Nobody's willingly submits to America. It's not that. So you just love America. That's why you submit to it. That's why you ain't wilding out here. That's why all these militias and all these people are just standing still because we so love America. That's not the case. You're not doing anything about anything and saying anything about anything because you're scared of the military. That's what it is. You're scared of the weapons. You're scared of the mob. You're scared of secret services investigating you. You're scared of institutions of America investigating you. That's what you're scared of. You're scared of the police. That's the only reason you're submitting to them. If all of that was gone, the whole country, you would take over. Black people would be all in the White House just like the white boys was on January 6th. You would be there. You would have been up there. You know why you ain't up there? Because you're scared of the military. Am I right or wrong, guys? What's holding everybody back then? When you can see all these problems. Oh, you just love America? You ain't getting the money you're supposed to get. They got packages. They pass out packages of trillions of dollars like it ain't nothing. They got money. They ain't gonna tell you that. Then how come they got trillions just like at the drop of a hat? At the drop of a hat, they got millions and trillions of dollars to pass out. They're giving trillions of dollars to Ukraine, right? They're giving over $1 trillion to Ukraine, right? So how come they ain't got $1 trillion to do this and that and third for you? They got the money for them, for another country. That's what I'm saying. So if you knew it, look, they got the money. Some of y'all know that. But you scared to rush them because of the military. You ain't scared of these politicians. You ain't scared of Donald Trump. But I bet you won't put your hands on him. You know why you won't put your hands on him? Because you're scared he'll shoot you. Hey, didn't he say after all he could shoot somebody in somewhere in New York in broad daylight and get away with it? He told y'all that. He told y'all that. And you believe it, don't you? You believe it, don't you? That's why you're scared of him. And that's why you have not confronted him on him having a slow response to COVID. And Kamala Harris told you that during the debate, October 2020, she told you to do on the vice president debate, the vice presidential debate. She told you the first thing out of her mouth, go back and watch it. Go back and watch Kamala Harris. Go back and watch it. The first thing she said is Donald Trump knew about it. He knew about it, right? He knew about it and did nothing about it. You know why he did nothing about it? You know why he didn't do nothing about it? Because he wanted to utilize it and use it to get reelected. He thought he was create the perfect storm, come in, fix the perfect storm. He thought COVID was going to be the equivalent of the swine flu. So what he did was he allowed it to get fester a little bit. He can come in, fix it, and you'll sing his praises and reelect him. After all, it was re-election year. It was election year in 2020 when COVID came. You still didn't confront him when Kamala Harris told you. She told you he had a slow response, putting her credibility on the line. She was trying to be the president, and she wasn't scared of the mob either, was she? She wasn't scared of Donald Trump people coming for her, was she? She told you he had a slow response. He was already more powerful than her by already having been the president. He was already more powerful than Kamala Harris. Why would she risk her life and her well-being to tell you that? You didn't do nothing about it. Because you scared as a community, but you want to confront people like me, but you scared of Donald Trump. You a sucker to me. You won't confront Donald Trump because you a coward. You want to confront a man in his apartment. That's what you want to do. You a coward to me. You can't see face to face with me. I'm confronting the big boys. You sitting up here trying to confront somebody you think is weak because you are weak. You want to try to sit here and confront somebody you think is weak because you're weak. You got all the juice in the world, but you won't confront the government. You got all the juice in the world, and I'm telling you these laws that they got. I'm telling you these laws that they got. Well, you ain't even got to shoot them. We ain't talking about shooting them. This is the revolution without that, though. But you won't even confront them with their own laws because you're still scared of the mob. Man, you still scared of the mob, man. That old rusty thing, that old rusty machine. You still scared of them. And they a shell of what they used to be. No disrespect. But I'm pretty sure most people will agree the mob best days are behind them. And you still scared of it. In fact, it's safe to say any institution or group of people, best days are behind them here in America. I don't care who it is. Freemasons, Illuminati, any Skull and Bones, any group you want to name. Crips, Bloods, any group, any gang. Their best days are all behind them, and you still scared. You still scared. While their best days are behind them. You can say it for the white people and the black people. They best days behind them too. And you still scared of them. Man, y'all still scared of white people. Y'all still scared of black people. I ain't scared of none of them. They best days are behind them. Only people that's doing something or look something is rich people. Yeah, and they ain't even helping you. They ain't helping you. Why black rich people ain't helping the black community? You look, like I said before, you don't see nothing significant they doing, right? You would think all the money between all of them, all these monies that the black community, rich black community got, from rappers to actors to entertainers, they didn't put nothing together as a package for your black community. In other words, they didn't do nothing significant for you. Can you show me, out of all the hundreds of millions and billions of dollars these black people got, a package for your culture, for your community? No package, right? But you got a recreation center down the street that they built. They built a basketball park. Just another hangout for black people to smoke weed. I'm like, look. I've been around the hood. Recreation centers ain't nothing but a weed smoking hangout. That's all it is. Everybody go up there and bust their L's open and smoke a blunt. Sit out there and drink their beer and walk their dogs. You call that progression? When they got billions of dollars at this point, but they couldn't come together in unity and form an organization to bring a package for your community when they got billions of dollars. The rich black community should have been your government long time ago. Again, the rich black community should have been your government long time ago. They should have been governing you, in other words. Not the white government, the rich black people. They should have been governing you a long time ago. Are you simple? So you can't be more than an actor. You can't think, okay, let me come over here and make an organization outside of my acting. So that means you simple. Hey, I'm calling it how it is. You're one-track minded. When you cannot say, okay, all us entertainers, all these black people, we are our own government. Let's then govern our own people. That's what government means. You govern, you navigate, you move the people in a certain direction. Then why all these rich black people couldn't move you in a certain direction? They got all the money, just like the government. Now they got enough money to consider themselves a government. Now you follow me, right? Look, we can't no longer try to be in secret. This got to come out. I got them already with the 44 states. You can come out now. I handled it. They dead. You was in hiding. You was in hiding. You can come out now. They're dead. And you can put your money together and be a government. You don't have to be an official. You don't have to have a flag. There you go again, being simple. There you go. There you go. You being simple again. All these people got all these monies and stuff, and you can't tell me you can't be one-track minded. I said not one-track minded, one-track minded, and say, hey, let's form an organization and let us put our monies together. We all got millions of dollars, so everybody don't got to pay necessarily millions of dollars because we all got millions. So let us all come together and we don't have to spend millions. The first thing the black rich person think, well, I can't do millions. You start talking like a black man just got off of work. I can't do millions. Hey, you sound like a black man just got out of work. Hey, I can't do millions. I can't do millions. Yeah, I can help a little bit, but I can't do no million. But look, all of y'all come together. You got billions of dollars between y'all. That's why I ain't targeting nobody. You notice in this video, I could have named a lot of people. I'm not going to do that because I take it like people think I'm picking on people. But if you the top, you the top. What the Bible says, with much given, much is what? Required. God is telling you that. I didn't tell you that. God told you that. The Bible tells you that. With much given, much is required. In other words, you got to do something. You're required, something is required of you. Not for you to just sit there with the money in the bank. And you didn't even get that part. That's the most powerful scripture you could tell these black rich America. With much given, much is required. But you have not been required to do nothing. In fact, the only requirement that you've been doing on the average basis, besides your little charity things that you do, you just been sitting up there, sitting on the money. You've been sitting on it. You could have been started a revolution by realizing and mobilizing yourselves as a unit, mobilizing yourselves as a body. Not me, you. You see how it always takes somebody at the bottom? It always takes somebody like that. And so you looking at me as a hater. Look, like I told you, man, I already know you like a black man just got home off of work. You ain't trying to hear, oh, I supposed to do all this and all that. You like, man, look, man, I get what I can, but I can't do no million. But look, if it's all of y'all, it's hundreds of people. It's hundreds of black people that got money, millions of dollars. Some of them you know, some of them you don't know. It's not only the people you see on TV, that part. You know this. You got those guys that ride around with the trucks, black guys with the khakis. They got the pager on, they got the flip phones. They got millions. While you picking at his phone and you picking at the fact he got a pager, he got millions of dollars. You know the type, Cat Daddy. He route around and drive around and talk to everybody in the neighborhood. Everybody across town, he driving around talking to everybody. Because he got it. Him too. Him too. Not just the people we see on TV. We got to get Cat Daddy too. Cat Daddy, we got to get Cat Daddy too. Cat Daddy riding around, Cat Daddy got it. You know the type. If you don't live in the world, you know the type. You can see it on him. You can see it on him. Because if he was trying to be he would get rid of the pager. He would scratch the pager. He would scratch the flip phones and everything. He got money. He ain't got nothing to prove. You see one looking little like he out of touch. That's the one got the money. He got jerseys of old teams that ain't even together no more. He got hats that ain't even got no, that team ain't even in reality no more. He got a New Orleans Hornets hat. When the Hornets done went back to Charlotte. But he got it though. He got it though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all gotta mobilize Cat Daddy. You gotta mobilize these rich people as a government to govern the black community. And once you begin to do that and you mobilize and unify, you have to get it what the government do, what this American government do. You got to get a package deal. Okay? We're going to begin to discard the ghetto of America. That's the first step. That's what you need to do. Because it's nothing but a trap for the white racists to keep an eye on you. They know where you're at. You don't want to do that. You want to sprinkle everybody around. Come on now. You can't be simple again. They got you in one place. Keep it real. If they hit all the ghettos, what black people are left? Explain to me what's left after the ghetto as far as black people go. What, middle class? And I have family in middle class. But that is not the whole bulk of the black community. they can wipe the black community out at any time. They know where you at all times. When you should be sprinkled throughout this country where they can't even pinpoint. They can't even strategize really. It's simple as this. If they want to move on you, they can. All they got to do, they know where you at, and it's over. So you gotta dislocate. Thugs know what I'm talking about when I say that. You gotta relocate. You gotta relocate. You can't be in the same place decade after decade after decade. They got you down to a science. They got you down to a science. You ain't got them down to a science. And that's where they got you to. So the first thing you gotta do, in my opinion, and I'm gonna do a video about this too, the ghetto should have been gone from the 1990s. You should have been working on that really from the 80s. So I'm gonna say a little earlier. The ghettos you took pride in, and that's good to take pride in where you come from and where you grew up. However, this is still white American land. You can tag Brooklyn on your neck. Brooklyn is not an African American name. Brooklyn is not, in fact, an African name at all. Is Brooklyn African? But you got it all tatted everywhere. You done took pride, in other words, in these white names and these white named neighborhoods. Compton is not an African name neither. I think Compton is actually a white man's name. I'm pretty sure it is. But you take so much pride in it like you birthed that. You didn't birth that. That was given by the white man. Almost like he knew you would be there. Take my name. You don't see no hoods named after no African stuff. So you gotta you gotta dismember, I don't know how to say it. You gotta sever your attachment to these white American named neighborhoods. I don't care how slummish they are, how thuggish they are named after white people. And you got it all in your neck. You got it all in your chest and your back. Some of you got ridiculous tags. Just ridiculous. And it's your love for a neighborhood named after a white man. In other words, you are tagged on your body with a white name. At the end of the day, bruh, even though you did your thing, you still got the white man's name on you. We got to learn from our mistakes. We can't stay in ignorance. So let's start over and get neighborhoods that's named after African kings and African princes and African princesses. After African people we respect now. After African history over in Africa. Start naming those neighborhoods after those individuals. That's what you do. Because you got names of a white man all on your head. All on your bald head. You got names of a white man all on your head. And that's a way of him still having shackles on you. And you didn't think about it like that. But his ancestors, his descendants do. They know that those names come from their family. That you take pride in. You think they're going to tell you that? Because you're going to take it some type of way. You're going to take it like I'm telling you. It's the white man's name, and it's his name tagged on you. That's how you're going to take it when they tell you that's our daddy's name. That's our granddaddy's name. So you should, with that being said, now that you realize that, you should have no problem. When you realize and you said it yourself, it's a trap. You said that yourself, the hood is a trap. Right? You said it yourself. It's a jungle, right? Ain't it time to move on from the trap in the jungle? Ain't it time to try to see if it's possible to do something else besides a pipe dream of everybody being famous? Everybody cannot be famous. Let's cut that out. Let's cut that out. We have to make a real plan for the overall black community, which is 80% outside of whatever 20% that are rich. So people on TV, people that you see that's on TV and all that, that's 20% of the black community. And I'm being generous. Some would say 5. Some would say 5%. But I'm going to just say 20. For all the entertainers, the basketball players, football players, all the comedians and all that, I'm going to just say 20. 20% of the black community is rich, right? The other 80% has no experience in a life that rich black people live. So they can't speak for you. And this is no disrespect for them. They can relate to you because they come from where you come from, but they can't speak for you and your experiences in the present time. And the bottom line is this: you live one type of life, they live another type of life. They live the white American dream that's mapped out for the white man with all the nice grills in the house. Maybe, maybe. But all the fancy stuff, they got all that. Why you ain't even got an oven? Why I ain't even got an oven? That part. So it's not being jealous or envious or hating. It's like saying, okay, we're two different nations. You're the rich black nation riding around in the hills. We the real black nation looking at the hills from a distance, taking pictures of it, putting it on our wall, talking about that's what we want.